human women losing babies at 3 to 4 months of pregnancy. We do have those cases here also, and I have investigated 3 such cases myself. In the 3 cases that I looked at, all 3 of the women seemed to have become pregnant unexpectedly, and in 2 cases they were led by some process. They were unreceptive to advances, and then they became pregnant without the presence of a husband or a boyfriend. In both cases, they had dreams of being abducted aboard a spacecraft and being artificially impregnated. And in both cases, the babies were taken at about the 3rd month, and they were taken in such a way that the mother was pregnant up to that time and certified so by the doctors, and then she lost the baby overnight without a great loss of blood, woke up the next morning and suddenly she is not pregnant. She goes back to the doctor and the doctor says, we don't know what happened to the fetus. In both cases that I make reference to, there were 2 being types, creature types aboard the craft. There were beings, humans like us, and other smaller beings that would be one of the gray species, commonly called grays. The grays seem to be the ones doing the technical work, and the humans seem to be supervising the operation. We don't know whether it's an experiment in manipulating genetics, in cross-hybridizing species, or what. In one of those cases, the mother was later shown a crossbreed child that was quite different from us, but nothing like the alien hybrids seen aboard the spacecraft. Well, what's the meaning of all this? And why do UFOs approach mankind at all? It appears in the course of investigating over 100 cases in great detail that the extraterrestrials find Earth a very attractive place to visit. Where dialogue has taken place, the comment is frequently made that this is a wonderful laboratory to study life in evolution. They say that this planet has a greater variety of species in all classes and kinds and types than any other planet they visit. They say that this planet also has peculiarly short lifespans for all living creatures. And they suggest that this may be produced by the cosmic rays or rays coming from a particularly harsh sun that came through when the Earth lost its protective envelope, and the creatures on the surface were able to see the sun and the stars for the first time. And this was after the mythical flood in all of the legends of the planet. So maybe we are an attractive laboratory because of our peculiarly short lifespans at this time, which produces a rapid rate of mutation and adaptation of form and species and differentiation in evolution.
Implants found under the skin in different parts of the body of the abducted are another interesting object of study.
Our research is a little different in Houston. I have taken a proactive position in reference to the alien phenomena. Basically what that means is I'm not going to wait 200 years for the aliens to show up and do or say whatever they want to tell us. So what I've done is installed information within abductees that are getting picked up every 8 weeks or so, people I'm comfortable with that this is happening. I install a post-hypnotic suggestion to the abductors from me. This is information that only they know, so therefore it would cause an alarm to them, in my opinion, if this works. I install amnesia so that the individual doesn't even know the information is there and so that the aliens can't pick it up. This happened on the 24th of November. A lady was picked up that night in Florida. She was one of our people. And in the middle of her abduction, as they're hauling her away, she looks over it, the post-hypnotic suggestion takes place. She literally wakes up out of her trance that they put her in, and she says, "Darrell knows what you're doing." This apparently alarmed the tall, what they refer to sometimes as a brown alien, as he's standing there. He apparently told whoever sent him that information. They picked up all of our people on December the 8th in 2 states, in Florida and in Houston, Texas. A 44-page report was written by us about those events. All those people under regressive hypnosis described the same place, the same events, the same aliens. There were 7 different aliens that showed up on that craft. They wanted to know one primary thing. The primary thing they wanted to know was, how is he finding out this information? Why are you all gathering together? Why are you doing what you're doing? How did you able to find this out? The tall Nordic-type blonde alien that was in charge of this, with the other aliens, chided the little small grays and the browns for not following procedures. These abductees would never know what happened to them if you would use the anesthesia. You're traumatizing them, and they're finding out how. You should never have done this. This is a picture, a larger picture, of course, of the eye implant in the mass abduction. This is the ocular implant that came out of the lady's eye, that fell out of her eye on December the 10th, the morning of December the 10th, when all these people were picked up in 2 states and their nasal and ocular implants removed. This is one that they forgot. This implant was examined by people at the University of Houston. It was determined not to be biological. It is not an egg of an insect. It's not a grain of sand. It's not anything like that. It was examined to have high levels of titanium and beryllium. The grays and the browns, believe it or not, are actually not that intelligent. They're quite sloppy. That's the reason we have so many physical implants and evidence from them. We also have a nasal implant. People talk about having implants in people, but we actually have the implants out. We also have other implants in people's feet in 2 different cases that the doctors, medical doctors, have stated that there is no, that these were surgically installed, and these people have never had a surgery, apparently. This is a remarkable case. It's one of the first cases I worked for the Houston UFO Network. It's a case where a lady has multiple abductions and tremendous amounts of information. She is very phobic about her experiences, has been very greatly traumatized. She experiences past syndrome, or something very similar to post-traumatic stress syndrome. In her feet, we found in this x-ray, which is made in 1986 by an independent medical doctor, he notices 3 metal clips inside her feet. So the question is, how did these metal implants get in her feet? They're approximately 1/4 inch long. There are 3 of them. The doctor says they were surgically installed. The same metal implants that were in this lady's foot, later we find out, are in the mother's feet as well. This is often occurs whenever multiple abductions are taking place within a family. So the same implants are in the lady's foot. We find these out, these particular metal implants, in the mother's feet as well. Just before she dies, they do a medical workup on her, and they find that they just happen to x-ray her everywhere, and they x-rayed her feet and found the same metal implants in hers as well.